long we've been talking to guests, and we've called this show I Inherited What? Well, in 2019, our next guest discovered he'd been left an envelope of cash by his late father. It was an inheritance that concert pianist Adam Tendler was not expecting, but one he wanted to put to good use by using that money for a musical project named Inheritance, which involved commissioning 16 composers to create new piano works for him to perform with the goal of telling his story of loss and acceptance. Tam Fam, please welcome Adam Tendler to the show. Adam, we learned about your story because you were featured in the New York Times.
Yes.
Because you had a distant relationship with your father, Gary.
Yeah, it had grown distant over the years, and when I invited the composers into this project, which we'll get to, I said it wasn't for lack of love. Yeah. It really was just distance that just grew over time from really my teenage years till my adulthood. And around the time of his passing, we probably spoke like our birthdays and maybe the holidays. So I'd see him once a year.
Yeah, so he passed away in 2019?
Late 2019.
Late 2019. And so when you think about things that people expect to inherit, I think many people think, wow, a wad of cash, wait a minute. Yeah. So it was an envelope?
It was an envelope with a wad of cash in it. Right. And I didn't expect anything, actually. Yeah. And it was actually several months after he passed away that I learned about it from my stepmom. My parents separated when I was very young, and he was in and out of my life. And yeah, she contacted me a few months after his passing and said, he'd stowed away an envelope. That's your inheritance. Wow. And can I give it to you? Want to meet for breakfast? And it was like New Year's Day. And so I drove an hour. I was home for the holidays in Vermont. I met her.
Was there a note or anything with it?
No.
No note?
No, it was really just that.
Just the money.
And she passed it to me in the parking lot.
Pass it to you in the parking lot.
After breakfast.
You're lucky you didn't get arrested. So you take this envelope full of money, and as I understand in your story, you could have done many things with it. You could have paid off your credit card debt, which you had and you talked about. You could have done a lot of things, but you decided you wanted to find composers who could help you create this body of music.
True.
Why was that important?
Well, it wasn't a big wad of cash, let's just say. And so I wanted to honor the gesture of an inheritance, and even the title, well, this is the inheritance, so I don't really know if I should pay off my holiday bills or whatever with this. I felt like that didn't do justice to at least that gesture. Yeah. My privilege as a concert pianist is that my friends just happen to be like brilliant composers. And it was so kind of sudden and unexpected, and I spoke to him so little that it really felt almost like the absence of an opportunity to have a relationship with my dad. And so my process of grief felt very confused, and I felt like it almost hadn't happened. And so I felt like this was almost like planting a seed, a kind of investment where if my composer friends kind of joined me in that space and actually sort of entered their own processes with this assignment, maybe together we could build something that could affect other people. But actually, selfishly, I just really needed a vessel for my own grief. You needed a vessel for your own grief.
Well, you're going to perform some of what you composed with your friends, right?
Yeah, this is a piece by Missy Mazzoli.
Missy Mazzoli. Inheritance Recital takes listeners through the different stages of grief. And as you pointed out, you're going to perform the piece created by composer Missy Mazzoli called Forgiveness Machine.
Yeah.
Adam, I'm going to step out of the way.
Thank you.
so much.